Okay. So, I've had a lot of people over the past several years that have said, you should make a YouTube channel. And I agreed. I've always wanted to do it, but I've always been afraid of not saying the right thing, hate, all the things that people fear. And if you know me, I'm very, very into self development and staying positive. I have just let fear be the reason I've never come forward and shared my journey. It's been really hard. It's been almost 6 years of just fighting. I just want to start with my intentions. This is not for any, this is not for hate. This is not to bash what other people do, what other people love. This has just been my experience. And the reason I'm sharing this is to just be authentic. Be the most authentic version of me, because I know that there's people out there struggling with the same type of things that I have. And I want my fight and my journey and all the battles that I've gone through to help someone somewhere in the world not have to go through all the things that I did to find the answer. My intentions to start, my makeup everywhere, is just to be really authentic and vulnerable and take you on this journey with me, because it sucks being alone in it. I think that's one of the hardest things, is feeling that I don't have anyone to talk to or share with, but I know there's somewhere out there that could find value in this. Next, I just want to kind of give you guys a backstory. Everything I'm about to tell you I have figured out on my own, with my mom helping me, and we have done research, gone to so many different doctors, and everything that I know today did not just happen in the snap of the fingers. It took a long, long, long time to figure out kind of the timeline of how things happen and why they happen. Starting as a kid, I mean like 12, like middle school, I was always a really, really chubby kid. It sucked. I was always really socially awkward because of it. And I had a really, really hard time learning. I remember even in first grade, I was one of the last people to learn how to read. I didn't have a memory. I always had something wrong with me as a kid, whether it was stomach, inflammation, bruising easily. I mean, there were just things that not other kids dealt with that I did deal with. What really triggered it was the Gardasil shot. When I was about 16, 17, they came out with this, and it prevents cervical cancer. And I'm sure a lot of you were pushed to do it. Maybe you did all 3 rounds. Well, I only got 1 round. And right after I got the first round of this shot, I got mono. And at first I thought it was from kissing a guy, and then I thought it was because I had been exposed to it somewhere at school. And now I know the Gardasil shot is what really triggered it within my body, which, if you guys don't know, Epstein-Barr is mono. And Epstein-Barr is a killer, dude. Like, it's just stores deep within you and can cause so many symptoms that you think is one thing and it's really not. So I think that I was born with Epstein-Barr. And that's why I had all the issues when I was a kid, being chubby, struggling with memory, things like that. So when I got the Gardasil shot, it triggered the Epstein-Barr within me. At first, it was like, okay, you got mono. I was still going to my pediatrician, and they told me to rest. They gave me like B12 shots, and they're like, I was on the drill team at the time. They're like, don't work out with your team like twice a week or something. It was like very nonchalant about mono. Didn't get better, felt worse. Went to a different specialist. I went to Cook's Children for joint pain. They diagnosed me with RA and fibromyalgia. Basically, over like 2.5 years, I was diagnosed with mono, fibromyalgia, arthritis, Lyme disease, lupus, shingles, IBS, electromagnetic sensitivity, chemical sensitivity. I was diagnosed with a ton of things. And with all those diagnoses comes a lot of things that freaking suck. But always, the whole time, my number one thing was pain. Most of my pain is like down my spine on either side of my muscles, my rib cage, and then I have really, really bad inflammation. Let's see how this looks. A few years ago, I started working in the pharmacy, and working in the pharmacy messed up with my body. And I'm sorry, this is kind of all out of order, but it matters for what I'm about to show you, because I was talking about the things that bother me the most with my body. I was the pill counter because I was really good at it, unfortunately, since I'm so good with organization. And I started to gain inflammation by working there. Over the course of I guess before I got sick at 17, I weighed like 130, and now I weigh like 160, 170. I haven't weighed myself in a little while. So I've gained like 30 to 40 pounds within 5 years, and it's not fat, it's all fluid, which causes a ton of pain on my body. Focus. If you look at my stomach, it has like water all over it. It's just like squishy, and it makes my whole body hurt. Also on my legs. Focus. Like over here and over here, like it just like it's a lot. It's a lot of sacs is what I call them. I also have them on my arm. I just want to show you guys because I feel like it's important to be so vulnerable. So like y'all, this is where I have it the most, and I hate it. This is all water. Like it jiggles so much, it hangs off my arm so much. So like the 30 to 40 pounds that I have gained, that's how it is on my body right now, is in this fluid. After I was diagnosed with Lyme disease and lupus, that's when doctors started trying so many different things. And I have things that I've tried on my phone. I wrote them out. I took the time and really thought about what I've done the past 5 years, because it's so much information. I can't go through and tell you what every single doctor did, but I can tell you things that I tried just to show you what I've been doing the past several years. So I went to several DOs, chiropractors, acupuncturists. I did cuffing, Rife, and Rife is this machine where you like hold the handles and it sends energy and frequency to your body to kill whatever you tell it to. I've done cranial sacral. I've been to several naturopaths. Started with regular medicine with my pediatrician, and then I went to another family doctor. Did not work. Hormonal specialist. I went to GI doctors in middle school, and after that, I went to the Hansa Center, which is this place in Kansas. I had a PICC line at one of my doctors, and they did glutathione pushes, which make you feel freaking drunk after you do that, and they like just put it in really fast. Hydrogen peroxide within my blood, Myers cocktail, vitamin C. I went to an ENT that did vitamin C IVs as well. He did natural remedies and no muscle testing or anything, but he tried. Just didn't work. Laser therapy, colonic, parasite treatment, Beamer. I done it like a salt cave type thing. Ozone therapy. They put ozone in my ears, and they also took out like a quart of my blood and then would put ozone in it and then put it back into my body. Ionic foot baths, tuning forks, lymphatic massage, vitamin D bed, ST8, which is one of the things from Hansa, and they like put these paddle type things on you, and they're supposed to create circulation in your body. Pocket, which is this like huge machine that like comes around your whole body. You sit in it. That would put ozone into your body. A vibration plate, which is this thing you stand on. It creates vibration. It's literally a whole paragraph. Like, it's a lot. That's all I could think of right now. With all that being said, I've been through hell. I've been through literal hell. It's so hard to live this life because people around you see you, they're like, you look so awesome. Like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm good. But like, having pain and being in pain for so long does something to you. It can cause depression, anxiety. What makes you want to be introverted. You feel like you can't do anything like outside of your home. It took me a while to get at the mindset that I am today. And I'm saying this because a lot of you might be thinking, if you are sick and maybe you're going through something similar as me, you're thinking like, I don't know how you're so positive, like easy for you to say, but like, even though I look like this, even though I do my makeup, I do my hair, I clean my house, I work, I have my cake pop business, like that does not mean there's so much pain within my body. I believe that I have a really high pain tolerance. And the reason I believe that is because the pain that I have, I can't explain to you what it feels like, but if I was to try, it feels like up on either side of my spine, it feels like fire and I'm being stabbed, and tightening and achiness, and it hurts a lot. It hurts when I walk. My feet feel like I'm walking on like rocks all day long. The fluid, anywhere you touch in my body, even if it's like literally like a poke like that, it feels like, you know when you hit your shin really, really hard, that feeling, it's like, That's how it feels all over my body, everywhere, anywhere you touch. And being in pain like that is just hard. But the mindset part of it is so important. One of the things I did try was called DNRS, and then that's Dynamic Neuroretraining System. And that didn't heal me completely, but what it did do was teach me how to stop negative thoughts from just completely taking over my brain and my mindset. I worked really hard at it. I worked for it at about a year, being consistent with like, if I'm thinking about, I hate my life, I have so much pain, like this sucks so bad, why me? God, why do you hate me? I was able to stop those really negative thoughts in their tracks and replace them with good ones. And I speak affirmations. It taught me how to replace my negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And in doing that, I was able to implement that in all aspects of my life, with my relationships with people, with just how I dealt with things in my life in general. And I used to be really high strung. Like, I would cry all the time. I would get frustrated really easily. I would get angry really easily. Like, it was really hard. And it's because like I carried so much pain. It's like if someone did something to me, I'm just like, frick you. Like, you don't know what's going on in my body. Like, I would just go so quick into anger because people can't see pain. And I feel like that's a really hard part of being sick like I am, is because like I can't show you my broken arm or the bruises all over my body. It's just what I feel. Probably 95% of the reason I continue this positive mindset is because of the company that I'm working for. I listen to podcasts and read books, and that is why I can act like I am today, is because I'm so big on positivity and everything happens for a reason. And I grew my faith so much the past 2 years. And that is why I can still be here today with a lot of hope, with knowing that I will one day be pain-free. And I'm telling you right now, this is not how my mindset used to always be. It would be like, this is never going to end. Like, my life is terrible. My life sucks. I would cry all the time. I'm going to be in pain forever. Like this, like that is how I used to think. So I want you to know it takes hard work, but you don't have to live a super negative lifestyle, even when you're going through something really hard. I went to a new doctor, the first doctor I've gone to in 2.5 years, because I've kind of just let my symptoms and the terrible things that I've been feeling, I've acted like they weren't there for a long time because I didn't want to have to deal with them, if I'm being quite honest. Like, I just wanted to act like they weren't there and just carry on with my life, and like hopefully they'll just eventually go away. So finally, just did a lot of praying, and my mom's like, my friend went to this doctor, he's really good, like maybe we should give him a try. And I'm like, don't want to because my mom's not here, but then the other part of me is like, no, Nina, like you're a freaking warrior. You can do this without your mom being here. When I was in that waiting room, I'm not kidding you, I was shaking. I was nervous. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. I had never talked to this doctor. I really knew nothing about him. I just sat in that waiting room and I prayed. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. When I came out of that appointment, I was like, what the freaking heck just happened? Like, my mind was blown. I couldn't believe like it just happened so fast. I wish my mom was there the whole time. I was just thinking like, I don't even know if I'm gonna remember everything that he's saying. He does muscle testing. Probably not gonna explain it the best, but here is just a kind of a way to explain it. Jimmy, do you want to be my test subject? The doctor has little vials like these that represent every single type of symptom, bacteria, virus, parasite. Like, he has a little vial that, I don't know exactly what's in it, but it contains something that would make your body think that it's that. Okay. Example. I told him I had been previously diagnosed with lupus. This was just several minutes into our conversation. And he said, well, let's see if you have it. So he brings out a vial that's lupus. I don't know how it has lupus in there. Okay. That's probably something I could ask him eventually. Maybe I'll touch on that in a later video, but it's the lupus vial. So he puts it to my body, touches it. It could be anywhere in my body. And he has my arm out. And if my arm is strong when he pushes down on it, it doesn't affect my body. If he pushes down on it with the same amount of force, it goes like this, it affects my body. And that's just one of the million ways you can muscle test. There's muscle testing where if it goes to your fingers or not. And so he muscle tested me for about an hour. He tested me for genetics, every single type, like I said, bacteria, parasite, virus, organs, see what was affecting my organs. And I took the paper. He didn't give it to me, but I asked the lady if I could have it, where he wrote down the increments of what is affecting my body. And what he found was basically everything I've ever thought, but didn't know how to prove nor how to explain to other people. one of the first things he asked me was about my uterus, and my uterus is tilted the opposite way of most people. He's like, okay, I can fix that for you. And so like I'm gonna go on Tuesday and he's gonna flip my uterus. Don't know how that's done. I'll tell you guys about that later, and lift up my ovaries because apparently they've dropped a lot. First he tested and found that Epstein-Barr virus is basically affecting every organ, every muscle, everything in my body. Like he would go over each organ. Okay, what's affecting this? Is it a virus? Is it a bacteria? Okay, it's a bacteria. Let's see, what is it? Is it just Epstein-Barr? Is it something else? And like he would do that with everywhere all over my body. So Epstein-Barr is everywhere. And like I'm going to ask him about this next time because I don't want to sound dumb explaining it, but I just don't understand it completely yet. He has increments of measurement. Once he figures out what is affecting you, so Epstein-Barr, he put it on my body and would muscle test this way. So he put it on me and he would count. He was like 1, 2, 100, 300, 400, 500. I got to 4.2 million on how much Epstein-Barr was affecting my body. And like, I know you're probably like, well, what unit is that? Like, how does that represent anything? And I don't know yet. I will ask him about that. But he said that is record high for Epstein-Barr affecting someone's body. That's the highest he's ever got. He's never gotten into 4 millions. 3 million. I'm just going to use his increments so you kind of get like a gist of how much it's affecting my body. 3 million of aluminum, and it's in my brain. I have inflammation in my brain, I have an infection in my brain, and the aluminum is from all the flu shots I ever got in my life. Can't detox it out. Most people can't. Later in life, 20 years from now, oh, I have terrible migraines and I don't know why. Oh, you have metals in your brain and you didn't know. So the people that have the highest amount of metals, aluminum in their brain are autistic people and anyone with Alzheimer's. But metals in the brain don't have to be there, but once they get there and you don't know about your whole life, they can wreak friggin' havoc in your brain. So I have aluminum, tons of it, 3 million, mercury, 2 million, arsenic, 20,000, and copper, 3 million. Copper is all over my liver. My liver doesn't work. And I've been doing keto. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I've been doing keto for a few weeks now. It's not the first time I've done it, but my liver doesn't work, so it can't process fat. So doing keto is actually not good for me. I want to tell you guys about my protocol. So basically, he muscle tested me again for supportive supplements that are going to help my body open up my detox pathways. Didn't mention before, I have a gene mutation. I have 2 gene mutations, which make you not able to detox like other people detox. So he found that these 6 supplements all work perfectly within my body to help open up the detox pathways, support them, and allow my body to get rid of the things that aren't supposed to be there. Magnesium, adrenal support, resveratrol, there we go, digestion, methyl B, which is an important detox agent if you have MTHFR, and optoimmune. Remember we were talking about these supplements, he said I might not have magnesium, but I could give you an old one. And I was like, oh, I'll just order one online. Like, I'll order one on Amazon. He's like, no, you're not going to do that. I have to know that it works with your body. So as much as you may not feel like it or believe it or think it's true, what goes into your body is very important, because one magnesium could work for one person, that same one could totally not do anything or cause the opposite effect in someone else's body. So he muscle tested me to this specific magnesium. He tested me to all these, but like this magnesium, and this is what will work with my body. Once we figure out all the things that are super high priority, is what he calls them, in my body, he started muscle testing to see what my body needs done first, what it needs to get rid of. So like, he has pieces of paper with every organ, every cell, like whatever. He has sheets of paper with everything. So when he's muscle testing, he's like, okay, what's priority? Do we start with this, 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 this? He figures it out. So he muscle tested what to go first, how long to do it, and how many times a day to do it. So what he found is that this is the way that it's going to go for the next 35 days. This is what my body wanted. So first thing is Gardasil for 5 days, 1 drop a day. Strep C, 1 drop for 2 days. Aluminum, 1 drop for 2 days. Epstein-Barr virus, 1 drop for 10 days. He said that's one of the highest amount of days he's ever had. Aluminum wanted to repeat again, so that's 1 drop for 3 days. Copper for 1 day, thymus for 1 day, liver for 2 days. And so I have skin for 2 days, heart for 1 day. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but he found that Gardasil is stored in my liver and my heart. My pain is up and down the back of my spine, and if you think about where your heart is, behind your heart is your spine, and that's where all my pain is. So he thinks that's what causes my muscle pain. I'm going to show you guys the vials and explain to you what you do when you take them. I started Gardasil today. I was scared because this has been stored in me for almost 7 years. And I know people go way longer than that with these types of things stored in their body, but all the treatments I've ever gotten in the past, like just detoxing, makes me feel really crappy. Here's my Gardasil. And another thing I don't know is I don't know what they put in here to pull it out. I will find out though. So when you are doing these, like I said, Gardasil is for 5 days. You have these other supportive droppers. We have lymph, kidney, cerebral, spinal fluid, and small and large intestine. If you have something for 4 days, you're going to take this one the first night, this one the second night, this one the third night, this one the fourth night. One drop at night, and either to support those parts of your body. But if you have it for like 10 days, you're just going to start at the beginning and then start over and start over. How many different vials? 11 different vials that all equal 35 days when you count them up. There's the Gardasil. 1 drop, 5, that's backwards in the screen, 5 times a day. Strep C, aluminum, Epstein-Barr, and it tells you like how many days, and then alternate between those 4 vials I just showed you. So they gave me all of my vials in this aluminum, and the aluminum keeps it from being exposed to electricity, because electricity does affect everything if you guys didn't know that. So I have these, and I'm going to be doing it the next 35 days. Did my first drop of the Gardasil this morning, and I immediately felt really nauseous, but I wanted to just take a minute and kind of tell you guys what I feel right now, day to day, so that I have that on record for whenever I don't feel this way. As of today and yesterday and the day before and the last several months, I always feel like I'm drunk. When I wake up in the morning, I feel really dizzy. I can't focus. My mind just doesn't, it just feels like it doesn't work. I can talk just fine, but my mind feels like it's just full of fog, and it's really, really hard to do things with a brain like that. My vision gets really blurry because of it. And like I said, that's where he found all the aluminum from the flu shot, so it makes sense now. I have spinal pain all the freaking time. And it radiates from my spine and goes all the way around my ribcage to the front of me. And I just want to be like this all the time. I spend most of my time in my bed. And that's one really great thing of being able to work from my phone. Like just sitting here thinking about it, I don't even know how to explain to someone else what it feels like. But it's really painful all the time. I'm really sensitive to weather. So like, it's weird. And this isn't something that I've had to really, really think hard and remember and take notes about. And just over the past few months, I've noticed it greatly on how my body adapts to weather changes. So it was gonna rain the other day and I felt totally fine. I love rain. I love just like gloomy days, and I don't know why. I just love it. I just want to be in bed and like cuddle and watch movies all day. I felt fine that day. I was just really, really tired. And then a few days later, we had like a really, really bad thunderstorm coming, and I didn't know about it because I don't have news or anything. Like I just have Netflix and Hulu. And my friend is putting on her story, there's going to be terrible tornadoes, like it's going to be hail, it's going to be terrible. And that whole morning before I found out that we were going to have storms like that, I was in so much pain. All the way up my neck, into my head. I had migraines all day long, my jaw, just like the muscles in my jaw. My spine hurt so bad. It was like everything. Like I had to be in bed, and I was just putting heat on my body all day long because that's how much it hurt. I was taking hot showers and just like leaning over and like holding the wall. That like I'm super sensitive to storms, and that's not normal because not everyone should be able to be so in tune with the earth and frequency and energy that you can feel freaking storms. It hurts to walk a lot. My feet, no matter what type of shoes I'm wearing, the inflammation all over my body, which is I hate to look at. It also makes me feel like I'm bruised all over. I can't wear tight clothes. I have really, really, really tight muscles and muscle spasms constantly. If I get massages, they are just blown away at my body. They're like, how the heck do you function? Because I have knots all around my shoulder blades, up into my collarbone, into my neck. I have little knots over here. I think that's like the most of it. It hurts to wear clothes, can't lose weight. That's all I got for you right now. As hard as I know it's going to be to be vulnerable and be in pain and share it with you guys, like it would be so stupid for me to not share it, because then it's for no reason. Maybe there's someone out there that can learn from this or figure out what's wrong with them and just be able to feel whole again. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for following me. Thank you for caring about me. Even though it's been almost 6 years, I know this is just the beginning. And as crazy as this might sound, like, yes, I don't want to be in pain, but I want to be able to have babies and not have them exposed to any of the things that are inside of me. So it's my goal to get healthy and skinny and feel amazing for whenever I do get married and have babies. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.